Also, some people want to know like how rich Caitlin Clark was. According to Google, her net worth is about like 5 million. If that's still accurate, it's probably like more for 2025, I believe.
How a 22-year-old basketball player became the highest-earning woman in her sports history while making less than $80,000 from actually playing the game. Caitlin Clark's financial reality reveals everything you need to know about the economics of women's professional basketball in 2024. Major financial outlets place her net worth at $10 million, though some estimates run as low as $4 million. What makes her situation so unusual is that endorsement deals account for 99% of her income, not the WNBA itself. The numbers tell the story plainly. Sponsors paid her roughly $11 million in 2024, while the Indiana Fever's paycheck came to $76,535. No decimal point got moved accidentally here, and the gap speaks for itself. When the Indiana Fever selected Caitlin Clark first overall on April 15, 2024, the contract that followed was worth $338,000 spread across 4 years. The league's collective bargaining agreement removes all negotiating room for top draft picks, which means every player selected in those first 4 spots receives identical terms regardless of their marketability or star power.
She has met with a different doctor, and she won't even give an update to the team. Not, oh yeah, she's met with a different doctor and we're waiting on an update. She's waiting, or not even, well, that's basically it. They're waiting on, she's gone to a different doctor, and they've heard nothing.
Year 1 brought $76,000, Year 2 brings $78,000, Year 3 jumps to $85,000, and the 4th year at $97,000 comes with a club option. Restricted free agency arrives in 2028, assuming the team doesn't exercise that option. Bonuses added about $20,000 to her rookie earnings for making the All-WNBA first team, winning Rookie of the Year, and participating in the All-Star Game, which pushed her total WNBA compensation for 2024 to roughly $100,000. The comparison to men's basketball exposes a chasm. Victor Wembanyama signed a 4-year deal worth $55 million when the NBA drafted him first overall in 2023. And his first-year salary alone reached $12.1 million. That works out to about 60 times what Clark earned from the WNBA in her rookie season. Jackie Young topped all WNBA salaries in 2024 at $252,000, while Stephen Curry led the NBA at $55.76 million. The disparity has ignited intense debate, which matters later in this story. First, though, we need to talk about where the actual money flows from.
To me, athlete like Caitlin Clark on her level, she should have been getting these second opinions. She should have been hearing from all these other doctors, man. But Stephanie White spoke to the media yesterday. She really didn't give a whole lot, but she did say that Caitlin Clark was in New York meeting with other doctors. Now, with all of that being said, what does the timetable look like to me for Caitlin Clark coming back? I keep telling y'all, around the 17th to the 30th of August.
April 2024 brought what sports business reporters called the most significant contract in women's basketball history, when Nike offered Clark $28 million over 8 years. The annual breakdown comes to roughly $3.5 million, and the deal didn't just beat the competition, it destroyed every other offer on the table. Under Armour put $16 million over 4 years on the table and sweetened the proposal by involving Stephen Curry, while Adidas managed only $6 million over 4 years. Puma walked away entirely once they learned bidding started at $3 million per year. What makes the Nike agreement historic goes beyond the dollar amount. A signature shoe is in development with an expected launch in 2026, and only a handful of women basketball players have ever reached that level. August 2025 saw Nike unveil her personal logo featuring interlocking C's, with logo apparel hitting stores that fall. Custom Nike Kobe Bryant sneakers in Indiana Fever colors cover her feet until the signature line debuts, and when Nike dropped a limited edition of her Kobe 5 in June 2025, every pair sold out immediately. Nike forms just the cornerstone of an endorsement portfolio that includes Gatorade, State Farm, Wilson Sporting Goods, Gainbridge, and Eli Lilly. College partnerships with Hy-Vee, Xfinity, and Panini trading cards continue into her professional career.
Caitlin Clark's team has made it known we are going to be holding her out until she is fully recovered. We are not going to be rushing her back at all. After taking Indiana Fever's advice, eventually Caitlin Clark needs to matters into her own hands, make decisions for herself, and I believe that's what we are seeing with the team that she now has surrounding her.
The Wilson deal carries particular weight because she became only the second athlete in the company's history to receive a signature collection, and the first was Michael Jordan. Sportico ranked her as the 10th highest paid female athlete globally in 2024, making her the only basketball player in the top 15 worldwide. Understanding how she built this financial foundation requires going back to her college years, and the timing worked in her favor. College athletes couldn't profit from their name, image, and Hammond likeness when Clark arrived at the University of Iowa in 2020, but that restriction fell in 2021, positioning her perfectly to benefit from the change. Hy-Vee, a Midwest grocery chain, became her first sponsor in October 2021 and made her their first collegiate athlete partner. March 2023 saw her NIL valuation estimated at $154,000, but 12 months later, that figure had exploded to $3.4 million.
News: Caitlin Clark. Following a July 15th injury to her right groin, Indiana Fever guard Caitlin Clark underwent further medical evaluations earlier this week. The team can confirm that no additional injuries or damage were discovered through the evaluations. Clark will continue working with the Fever medical team on her recovery and rehabilitation, with the priority on her long-term health and well-being. There is no timetable available for Clark's return, and no additional details will be provided at this time. Any further updates will be shared as they become available. The
jump made her the fourth highest valued college athlete across all sports and number one among women's basketball players nationwide. Deals arrived rapidly after that initial Hy-Vee partnership. H&R Block signed her in April 2022, followed by Topps trading cards, where one of her one-of-one rookie autograph cards eventually sold for $78,000. Nike brought her on as one of their first 5 NCAA athlete partners in October 2022, and State Farm made history in October 2023 by signing their first college athlete and first female spokesperson, despite decades of sponsoring college football bowl games. December 2023 brought a Gatorade deal that made her just the second women's basketball player on their roster after Paige Bueckers. Panini America made her their first female athlete with an exclusive partnership in March 2024, just weeks before she left college. The total NIL earnings accumulated somewhere between $3.1 and $3.4 million by the time her college eligibility ended.
The people were speculating that Caitlin Clark injury could be much worse than expected. You know, these type of injuries and the way she's been getting these injuries is not normal. To have these strains back to back to back like this, and I said this before, Caitlin Clark's mobility is off, bro. I believe she might have came back too fast from the first. We all know the first one went down around the 25th of May. Then she came back and got re-injured around the 4th of July to the 5th, somewhere up in there of July. And then that brings us until now.
No women's basketball player before her had converted college success into professional wealth at anywhere near this scale. Money doesn't materialize without results, and Clark produced numbers that rewrote the record books. March 3, 2024 arrived with an Ohio State game where she scored her 3,968th career point, breaking Pete Maravich's NCAA Division I all-time scoring record that had stood since 1970. 54 years passed before anyone topped that mark, and Clark finished the job with a logo three-pointer from well beyond the arc. Her college career ended at 3,951 points total. Single-season scoring fell to her as well, with 1,234 points in 1 year, and the 548 three-pointers she hit across 4 seasons set another record. Division I basketball had never seen a player, male or female, accumulate 3,000 points, 900 assists, and 800 rebounds in a career until she did it. Television viewership for her final college game reached 18.7 million people. An exhibition game at Iowa's football stadium in October 2023 drew 55,646 fans, setting a world record for women's basketball attendance. The WNBA records kept falling after she turned professional. 337 assists set the league's single-season mark, while 19 assists against Dallas in July broke the single-game record. No rookie in WNBA history had ever recorded a triple-double before she did it, and her 769 points plus 122 three-pointers both established new rookie standards. Attendance tells the real business story. Indiana Fever home games averaged 17,035 fans in 2024, an all-time WNBA record representing a 319% jump from 2023 numbers. The team's win total climbed from 13 to 20, and the playoffs welcomed them for the first time since 2016. Companies don't write million-dollar checks out of generosity. They pay for measurable business results, and Clark delivered those in quantities impossible to ignore. Clark started looking past endorsements in November 2024 when she joined an investment group bidding to bring a National Women's Soccer League expansion team to Cincinnati by 2026. The franchise fee sits at an estimated $100 million, and her partnership with FC Cincinnati, the city's Major League Soccer team, puts her in competition against bids from Cleveland and Denver. The Caitlin Clark Foundation operates as a registered nonprofit focused on youth education, nutrition, and sports. A partnership with Hy-Vee generated $300,000 for Feeding America, providing roughly 3 million meals, while the foundation distributed 22,000 books through Scholastic and gave $88,000 in grants to Iowa charities. Her financial success amplified uncomfortable conversations about WNBA compensation that were already simmering. Commissioner Kathy Engelbert defended the league's salary structure in April 2024, claiming bonuses could bring Clark's earnings to $500,000, and dismissing criticism as a false narrative. Championship wins and MVP awards would need to stack up repeatedly for that math to work out. Charter flights became the flashpoint. WNBA teams flew commercial before 2024, and the New York Liberty actually paid a $500,000 fine in 2021 for using unauthorized charter flights. May 2024 brought a viral video of Clark walking through the Dallas airport that sparked outrage about how the league's biggest star traveled between games. The WNBA accelerated implementing charter flights for all teams at an estimated annual cost of $25 million. USA Basketball's decision to exclude her from the 2024 Olympic team raised eyebrows across sports media. The selection committee cited lack of international experience as their reason, and Clark told Time magazine the snub woke a monster and would motivate me my entire career. Caitlin Clark's financial story reveals a massive market inefficiency in action. Record television ratings, sold-out arenas, and unprecedented merchandise sales flow from her presence. But the WNBA's revenue-sharing model and salary cap structure mean her playing salary captures almost none of that generated value. Sponsors pay her roughly 140 times what basketball does. The WNBA Players Union opted out of their collective bargaining agreement immediately when the 2024 finals concluded, which means negotiations are coming. Clark's situation will take center stage in those discussions because the league's most marketable player makes less than many mid-level corporate managers, and that tension can't hold forever. Her December 2024 interview with Time magazine included these words: "I want to say I've earned every single thing, but as a white person, there is privilege. A lot of those players in the league that have been really good have been black players. This league has kind of been built on them. $10 million at age 22 stands as an impressive achievement. What stands out more is that the fortune exists almost entirely independent of the league she plays in, built on shoe deals and sponsorships rather than basketball salaries. Whether that changes in the next contract negotiation will shape not just her financial future, but the future of women's professional basketball itself. The current message comes through clearly. In women's basketball, the real money isn't in playing the game, it's in selling shoes.